Okay, so for this routine, of course, you need 14 cards, and we'll need 7 pairs of cards that we're hoping to match up. Now, they don't have to be companion cards, right? Think back to some of the previous videos. We could have these 2 cards be cards that add up to 13. So each pair of cards adds to 13, or adds to 12, or 10, or whatever you want. So, there's many different ways of coming up with what we call categorical relations, where the pairing of the cards will be surprising in the end. The fact that they all add up to 13 would be very surprising. The fact that you match up companion cards perfectly, that's very surprising. Okay, so we have an AMP here. Now, a Max Maven routine, as you may recall, always requires us to start with a mirrored structure. Okay, so his packet structure always is assumed to be mirrored. Wow, this is an AMP. Okay, so what's a fast way to go from an AMP to a mirrored structure? Well, I'm hoping that people are starting to remember some of these because we've used them so much. So here we're down at an AMP. Well, to get a mirrored structure, we could perform a mange. So remember that M here represents mange, not mirrored, but mange. So a mange comes in 2 varieties, an over-under or an under-over. You could even give the spectator that choice, or you can just explain that you're going to just mix up these cards so that no one knows where anything is. Now, really, anyone watching that mixing, they would just be befuddled by how things are being reordered. No one really is going to think that, okay, they're now in a special order that will be helpful for the performer. Okay, but we're going to now just really mix them further. So I think any hope or any belief that the cards are in some special order will be completely shattered here in just a moment. Okay, now so it is mirrored. Now, being mirrored, there's a number of structure preserving mixing things you can do if you over here. If you want to kind of mix them further before you begin this Max Maven routine. But I think for most spectators, you could just begin the whole thing. Okay, so this is different than anything we've seen yet from Max Maven. This is a 2-phase little routine. So what the goal always is in these Max Maven little routines is to get these top cards to match. Okay? Well, no matching mates there. Now the spectator's free to stack those however they like, left on right or right on left. And then they deal again. You can have the spectator do this left-right dealing if you're not worried about them just dropping the cards all over the place. Okay, how did we do this time? Nope, a fail. Random stack there by the spectator's request. Now you know that we can do this forever, and these top cards will never ever match. And it's for the simple reason that these are mirrored piles, right? So the top card here, for example, is related to the bottom card here. Okay? So we know the top cards will never match. So what we do to enable a win is you ask the spectator to choose the top card of either one and then set it down. Okay? Now, what will be different this time is, so the top card here was placed down there. Okay? Now remember, there's 7 cards here. No, it's 6 cards here, but 7 cards here. Do you remember something special about 7 cards when it comes to either the under-down or down-under deal? What is it about 7 that's special? Well, 7 is a power of 2 minus 1. So 2 cubed minus 1, that's 8 minus 1 is 7. 2 to the 4th, which is 16, minus 1 is 15. So that's something that's coming up next time. 15 is a very special number when it comes to an under-down deal. Okay? So we have 7 cards here. we know the bottom card is the matching mate to that one because it came from here. So if you simply pick up this packet and tell the spectator that you're going to perform this powerful procedure, it's called She Loves Me Not, until you have just one card remaining. Okay, so let's begin it. She loves me not. She loves me not. Yes, no, yes, no, yes, no, yes, no, yes. How did we do? Did we find the matching mate? We did indeed. Okay, so that is phase one. Now you have to realize that after all of that dealing left to right and trying to get the cards to match, and they never would, that just adds to the surprise that, oh wow, we got two of them to match somehow. I mean, I don't know how, but somehow we did. Well, that's phase one. Phase two is as follows. We have two packets of 6 cards now that are down facing. Okay, so what we can do here is give them the choice again to choose either of the top cards. Maybe they choose this one right here. Okay, and so I'll turn it like this. Okay, so this top card will be the lone survivor of this packet if we performed the down-under deal. So you pick this up and you say, well, you may have heard of the Australian shuffle. Have you heard of that before? It's called the down-under deal. And you'll see why, because of how we deal with the cards. We kind of do a down-under and so forth. But the Australian shuffle has been shown again and again to accomplish amazing things. So why don't we give it a try here? So let's do a down, under, down, under, down, under, down, under, down. Okay, did it help us to accomplish anything surprising? It did indeed. We found the matching mate for the card that was freely chosen by you from the top of one of those 2 piles. So how amazing are you and these remarkable shuffles? She loves me not, and the Australian down under. Absolutely amazing.